Welcome to the Charleston Real Estate Connection Podcast, connecting and reconnecting you with all things Charleston. I am your host, Nia Joy, your golden realtor, licensed in the state of South Carolina. Welcome to the show. Hello, everyone. For those of you who do not know, Charleston is one of the top places in the nation to move, and people are moving here at a huge rate. So because of that, I decided to do a new series where I do an interview of my referral partner agents to learn more about the areas that people are moving from and into Charleston. And you'll get to meet on these interviews some phenomenal agents that can help guide you to or from their area to Charleston. So I look forward to sharing this series with you. Enjoy. All right. Hello and welcome to the 14th episode of the Charleston Real Estate Connection Podcast. I am here with Dion Foulks, and we are doing a Charleston versus Charlotte podcast episode. Dion, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here and talk about how awesome this market is here in Charlotte, and how much I love Charleston. I think Charleston's great too. I mean, it's a beautiful city. Spent 4th of July there last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that. And that's so cool because so often, like, I meet agents, from all over the country, and they're like, they've never been here. So that's cool. And I'm glad you have a connection to Charleston, because we normally ask our guests, what's your connection to Charleston? And so it's cool. You have a connection here. So when you were here, what did you think about Charleston?
One thing, the food is amazing. So that was very enjoyable. I mean, the views, great fishing, lots of things to do, lots of historic, places that I went to, so it's a really great, place to visit. I love a lot of friends that go there a lot too. So yeah.
Nice. So it's nothing for you to possibly pop up in here, like just enjoy a weekend or something.
Oh yeah. If there's anything going on, let me know. I'm there.
Oh, nice. You
Yeah.
will know. You will know for sure. I mean, and I love Charlotte. I used to live there for like a year while I was in grad school. So I'm excited to hear about what's changed since I've been there. I know when I was living there, the rail got there. So I'm excited to hear what you had to say about, Charlotte and what's going on. So.
Oh yeah, the light rail is a huge project here. It's really expanding. I mean, they have light rail running to through Huntersville now. They got one running at the university. So all the real estate going through those different areas where the light rail is, it's it's really starting to increase in value and become a lot more desirable. And they're also building a lot of multi-dwelling units over there too. So it's growing a lot. For sure.
So let me ask you, I mean, I know you're going to talk about, the median sales price and median rental price and all that, but is the housing market, is it a problem like it is a part across the country, like in Charleston, where it's difficult to find affordable housing?
Well, I'm glad you said that, because right now what's going on, there are a lot of initiatives that, I do, participate with, creating affordable housing, also dealing with some homelessness and things like that goes on as well. But that's, it's just one of those situations where it's a lot of great opportunities here in Charlotte, a lot of jobs, and, people are really doing well here. So, I highly recommend, coming to the city for sure.
Nice. Well, for my clients who don't know and the listeners, Dion is my go-to realtor in Charlotte. I met him some time ago. And it's so funny because the internet is one of those booming places where you have the opportunity to just engage with other agents. And I'm so happy that I had the opportunity to meet him. And so, Dion, I would love to hear what you have to say about your business story and how you became a realtor.
Okay. Well, before I did real estate, I was in sales for quite a while, probably over 10 years with the cable company. So
wow.
I was always out in neighborhoods, and I would see realtor signs out there, and I always would think, well, I think I need to go ahead and transition over. It was a super easy job for me. It was, hardly any stress when I first started, but with all the the new things that came out with the Google and with the DirecTV and AT&T, that market became less easy and profitable. So I thought,
Yes.
hey, let me switch over. And it's still a good living you can have with that. But I wanted to
Right. Right.
expand and switch over into real estate because I've always
Uh-huh.
had a passion for it. And my parents invested in real estate too. So they own multiple rental properties and
Okay.
things like that. So, I always knew that it was something that I wanted to do.
Nice.
Sure.
So pretty much you're out there working and you're just inspired by the signs. You're like, this sounds like a good market. It's already in sales. I'm sort of in sales as well. You know, this follows in line. So of course, yeah, Hulu. I don't have cable. So I'm probably one of those people in Charleston that's taking business away from these people as well. I haven't had cable in years.
Yeah.
So I can relate. So that's cool. So you made the transition.
Yeah. It's been a great
Nice.
transition. Yeah, it was it's kind of amazing. I mean, real estate, you think it's gonna go smoothly, but then you realize it's work and it's a grind. I mean, you have to really learn
Right.
how to price, how
Yes.
to, get the reports put together the right way for your clients, which is
Mhm.
really important. I spent a lot of time and effort to make sure people are getting the best price for what they're selling or buying, and
Yes.
just staying in touch with your clients, like not making them wait too long to get back with them and stuff like that.
Oh, and that's so perfect. I'm so glad you touched on that. You had no idea I was going to touch on that, but I was actually going to ask you about, ways you help clients. And I am a firm believer in that, like everything you said, because it's so important. Like this is a real business and it's sales, but you also have to give people value. And I love that about you, that you go above and beyond to make sure your clients know what they need.
Yeah, it's really important, because you get out of school, out of real estate, getting your license, and it's kind of amazing. Like when I first got out, like I was telling you a story earlier. We were talking about my
Uh-huh.
first client and how we're still friends to this day. 4 years later, my
Wow.
first client that bought a house, and he was going to sign a lease for an apartment, and I was like, "Hey, man, look, we get along great. I don't mind if you come, you can stay with me for a week and make it to closing.
Wow.
This
You
closing
made
up."
it happen. That's
But
like full VIP real estate services right there.
well, it helped out, because
Right.
actually, like then my third client ended up being an NBA All-Star. So I
Wow.
was like, wow, this is really going to blow up now, and it didn't. It still took some more work and things to tie everything together and
Uh-huh.
make it into a great career. Helping people buy homes and
Yeah.
get great deals.
Well, I love that. And I love that. So you work with, I understand you work with a lot of investors, but it's so cool that you have that expertise with investors because you know the numbers. And then you also, you're obviously well-rounded. That's pretty cool. And I know my clients and people I refer to you would definitely love and appreciate, your experience in that spectrum. And I'm sure they're going to probably ask questions about your NBA All-Star
Oh,
and all that. I mean, that's exciting because Charlotte is such a huge city. Like when you compare it to Charleston, we're obviously a lot smaller and you guys have a lot more jobs and industry, which we can talk about later. But
yeah.
so what I wanted to ask you about next is tell me a little bit about why people move to Charlotte and things to do, as well as the median sales price, as well as the median rental price.
Well, one of the biggest reasons that people come to Charlotte is the job market here is awesome. It's somewhere that's, it's great living here as far as like amenities. We
Uh-huh.
have NBA team, the Hornets. Michael Jordan owns them,
Mm-hmm.
and we also have the Panthers, and they've made a run through the Super Bowl, and
Yes.
hoping this next season coming up,
The
I'm
Panthers.
keeping hope alive. I mean, I think we're going to get back and win it next time. So
Oh yeah.
that's huge, and people are getting jobs here, so they're coming here because they're getting great jobs. And we have a lake here, Lake Norman, where they have all kinds of events, and you
Uh-huh.
can you can live out there in the area, live on the lake. That's where I used to stay when I first moved down here. Was
Nice.
with my brother on Lake Norman, and boating and fishing and stuff was very relaxing for sure. And then you have
Nice.
Valentine's great too.
That's
All the
actually the area I think I stayed out in at one point. It was like between Valentine and Southern and South Boulevard. Um, but it's grown so much since I've been there. I mean, I haven't been there since goodness gracious, 2008.
Oh wow,
2000, yeah, 2000, I'm sorry, 2007, something
wow,
like that. 2008, 2008, 2008. I'm like, eesh, that's the last time I was living there. So the
Yeah.
growth is phenomenal. And I know you may have some information on what's happened then versus now, but geez, I can see why people love living in Charlotte.
Yeah, it's great. I'm glad I bought when I did. I moved here and just, bought back in 2009 before I was
Uh-huh.
licensed. So, you know,
Oh,
bought a foreclosure back then, and I still work with realtor with investors on those type of things now.
nice. I can imagine the equity people must have gained between 2009 and now. Like, goodness, that's crazy. Like, even in Charleston, when you compare to Charleston, it's like the growth here is steadily increasing every year. So when it comes to the median sales price and median cost of rent, like, what can people expect?
Well, to get a great home here in Charlotte, I mean, you can live in University. I mean, even they have listings in Waxhaw,
Uh-huh.
some in Indian Trail, Indian Land,
Okay.
Charlotte area. You're going to pay anywhere starting. I would kind of start it around like the mid 200s all the way up
Okay.
to,
So that's
you know,
affordable.
to the 300 range. And you can even get a good home in the 200 range, if you want like a
Nice.
ranch or something like that. And then you have a lot of townhouses below 200. So we've got homes that could fit everybody's budget, in Charlotte, and the rates are historically low right now.
Yes.
You got Corona rates right now. So
Corona rates.
that's what we're calling it right
That's what
now.
you're calling it?
Sure, Corona rates are great. So don't stay at home. You might want to get out and take advantage. Lock in a rate. You can call them. You don't have to go into the office. Bring your hand
Right?
sanitizer. Save some money.
That's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best. Oh my goodness. I never heard it called that, but you're so right. You're so right. And I think people across the country are forgetting that they could just ride this wave, and it kind of started almost before everything kind of hit crazy here in the US. But yeah, totally. Call Dion. Again, Dion is one of my referral partners. So what I do is I actually send out referrals for my clients and those interested in moving to Charlotte to Dion because I trust him and I know his work is good. So if you are interested in working with Dion, his contact information is going to be in the show notes below, as well as in the YouTube comments or show notes there. So Dion, I know that there is lots of jobs there. And
Yes.
everybody knows, or a lot of people should know, if you don't know, it's like one of the banking capitals.
Yes, it's like the second banking capital for North America, America. So yeah,
Yes,
right here.
yes. I bought a used SUV from there. I got such a good deal from it. I drove all the way to Charlotte. I drove all the
Worth
way.
it. It's not too far. It's not too far from Charleston. Like 3-4 hours. Not too bad.
Right? So tell me, in addition to the banking industry, what other things can people expect as far as when they're job hunting? Because I know that's a big deal. You might want to relocate there.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of different things you can do.
Okay.
You got the trade jobs are doing great here. A lot of, construction, foreman, all kinds of different technical IT. IT is huge right now.
Ah, yes,
Um,
IT.
Somebody called me about an IT job the other day. So
Nice.
I'm like, hey, I'm stuck with real estate, but I love it.
So your background, you kind of had some background in IT and as well.
Actually, no, it was in sales, the sales
As a sales.
department over there. Yeah.
Sweet. So yeah, I mean, look at that. Dion is multifaceted. And if you know anybody in real estate, more than likely, this is probably not their first career. It's probably like the second or third. I know for me, this is like a second/third because, I used to work in clinical research, and then I'm still a reservist in the National Guard, South Carolina National Guard.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thanks for that.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm honored to serve. I'm a military spouse. My husband's retired, but that's it. And you flip what you're doing in Charleston area. Our median sales price is about $288,000, and of course, like Charlotte, you can get a good deal under that price. And a lot of people want to just spend the least amount as possible because they want to enjoy.
Oh, that's always the goal.
Yeah, that's
always the goal. I get a lot of calls from, investors with off-market properties and, different hedge funds that have inventory that they want to get rid of and things like that. So, it's always good to kind of know, that your realtor has resources that they can share with you to, help you find something. But it's it's competitive for me for buyers. I tell people all the time when I send them a list, I say, hey, if you see something pop up that you like, call me.
Don't wait, call.
So yeah, call me. I will be there to show you that house because, if you like it, then chances are somebody else does too. And I want to see you, get the home that you want. And
definitely.
The right home does find your clients, they'll get it.
For sure. And especially if it's priced right and the condition's great, people are going to be like, I want it. And so don't wait. Don't hesitate. That's, especially like Dion was saying, if it's in Charlotte, anywhere else in the country, in Charleston, don't hesitate. Because guaranteed, if you like it and think it's an awesome deal, someone else does too. So I appreciate you mentioning that because it's one of those things you got to, really remind people of. Yeah. So what about when it comes to renting in Charlotte? What's that like?
You're going to pay for rental rates here typically, like for a decent apartment, I'd say $1,000 to $1,500. Like you're going to pay $1,500 if you're uptown or if you're in, Ballantyne or something like that where all the shops are.
Okay.
But, $1,000 can still get you something around the other, surrounding areas for a pretty nice apartment.
Okay. So that's about the same for Charleston. You're looking at about $1,200 to $1,300 for, average, whether it be, a decent apartment or a rental, a smaller rental, which of course that price range for a home is going to go a lot faster. But it's good to know because, this housing crisis is affecting us all throughout the country.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So Dion, I don't even know if I mentioned this, but Dion is with Delivering the Carolinas Realty in Charlotte, North Carolina. Is there any other things that you want to just let your listeners know about the Charlotte area? Maybe some tips or pointers, things to be aware of?
Yeah, if you're thinking about coming to Charlotte, you really want to decide like what's the main reason you're coming here and what part of town is going to fit or suit your needs the most, because some people may want to be close to the lake. Some people may want to be close to, uptown and the different events. So, we can focus, tailor our search to make sure that we're, pinpointing the things that you want for sure.
Nice. And I know that's a big deal when you're relocating to an area. A lot of times people rely on, their agent to give them some little help about the area and what's going on. So I know you'll do that, and we look forward to hear more from you and learning more about the Charlotte area. So everyone, if you are looking for a home in Charlotte, North Carolina, reach out to Dion. He is an amazing resource. Again, his information is in the description. And if you have any questions for me and you would like me to possibly personally connect you with Dion, I'd be happy to help as well. And if there's anything else, Dion?
I could just say, I humbly accept your praise. I do the best I can for everybody. And, I'm always looking to make sure that you're getting what you need. But I want to make sure I send all my clients to you as well because, I've heard some really good things about, the people that you've helped and your reviews and things are all excellent. So,
awesome.
About people moving there, I may have somebody. So,
awesome.
Send them your way as well. But thanks for having me on the podcast. And, I'm definitely here to help you and make sure that you choose right and that you have all the information you need to do that.
Oh, for sure. Thank you so much. My kids are here creeping in. Again, you want to move to Charlotte? Call Dion. You want to move to Charleston? Call me. Looking forward to it. This has been the 13th episode of the Charleston Real Estate Connection podcast. The 14th episode of the Charleston Real Estate Connection podcast. I am your host, Nia Joy, your Golden Realtor, licensed in the state of South Carolina. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night.
Hey, good night. Who's the co-host there?
You got here.
This has been another episode of the Charleston Real Estate Connection podcast. You can find us on our website at charlestonreconnection.com. That's charlestonreconnection.com.